Hello, my loves. I am more than delighted to bring you this little box of blocks. And on the front it says, craft your story, share your heart. And you've got this word love here matted onto the front. The whole thing feels beautifully heavy because it's got contents. I'll show you those in a moment. And it's on the back, it says create all these words and more. And here's your list of words. I cannot begin to tell you the process I went through to make this happen. Let's have a look at what's inside. So in our box, we have got these 4 blocks that we can construct like a normal box. Pop your flaps in, fold that flap the same, just like a box that we're all used to opening and closing in our daily lives. And that gives you this block that feels really nice. It feels strangely substantial given that it's made out of cardboard because of these matted layers and a nice layer of glue between them. So make up all of your blocks like this. It makes a great gift to go through the post. If you're cutting on a Cricut machine, yours will be slightly smaller than if you're not. If you're cutting at full size, this depth is ½ inch, slightly less if you're on a Cricut. And don't they look fabulous together? So you can refer to this list if you want to, or you can just go ahead and have fun and make up a word of your own. Let me have a look for one that I really like. I've just been making myself laugh with it actually. I'm going to have a look for the M, which is also a W, and then I'm going to have a look for the N. I'm going to have a look for an I, and I'm going to have a look for an E. So I have made the word wine, and they can stack in different ways on display, on your mantelpiece, on your shelf, on your windowsill, wherever you want. And the wine is also, this tickled me, mine. So these are your box of blocks. You can make all of these words. There's 25 words there, and you can also make lots more words besides. Let's see how we put all of this together. So here are my bits and bobs cut out. There are 2 pages that contain all the letters that you need. I've cut those out and I've inked up my edges. And then there's this page, which is the matting panels for the box, which is this page. And then you also need 4 of these. And I am on 250 gram throughout, and I'm not reverse printing anything. A quick word, if you're working on Cricut and you want to make these as big as you can possibly make them, just check when you put bring all of your files into your design space, having removed the backgrounds, and check that this page here is just fitting on your box front nicely with a little bit of a border. You also want to check that this width here of this box panel and the 2 flaps at the side will fit in there widthwise. And you might also like to check that your letters fit on one of the panels with just a little bit of a margin all the way around. So now the box, you're going to be cutting nice and evenly between this grungy gradiated edge all the way along one way, nice and even in the middle, and then all the way down this way as well, not forgetting these little end ones. And line up this grungy area in the middle of your cut, of your, you're not cutting, of your scoring. There we go. That's the box. Let's go the box for the box. And you've got a flap on the end here. Then you've got the gusset for the box and a couple of little flaps. And then you've got the other gusseted side. So 2 there. And turn it round. And you've got a flap at the end. You can see black lines on the box. You can't see them on the blocks. over, and the same on this side. There we go. I think I've got them all. And let's begin to fold. Let's start with the box. So flip it over, and then you're going to fold all of your score lines white onto white. Including your little tabs. I've missed one there. If you're on a Cricut machine, you may need to just snip in just a tiny little bit into that V. I haven't done. Right, and when you've got that done, fold your flap over at the end here. You can actually fold over one square and a flap if that's easier. Glue your flap bring this section over and stick it down. Whoops. And also then rotate that round that way and see how it's going. Look, I'm slightly off there. See how my scoring somewhere along the line has been slightly off. So I'm going to line those up a little bit and remake this fold here so that everything sits nice and flat. There we go. That's much happier. So now we've made our box, and our box will close by folding in. Didn't fold that one, and I haven't folded this one. But I haven't done these two either, have I? So they fold in, and you're folding up like a regular box. Now you will notice, or you may notice, that you've got these little white edges appearing, and they let the side down a little bit. So what you want to do is open up your box and ink these edges. You're not really concerned about inking down like this because you've already got this nice grunged edge that I've provided for you. All you want to do is lose that white raw edge on the very, very edge of the paper. And you just go around your box and you'll find a couple of those. So it's on these sections here and also on these long pieces here. So now when you close your box, you've got a nice box and you've lost the white. You might like to go over your corners as well if you've got a little bit of white paper fibre going on there from your folds. There we go, there's your box. Let's stick some letters on. Now you've got 6 letters in each colour, so you need to divide them up into their colours, which they come on the page like that, but obviously mine's all mixed up because I've inked and faffed about. There we go, hopefully I've got 6 for each and I haven't lost any. Now we're going to glue our letters on, and I'm finding this easier to do with the box in its actual constructed form rather than flat, and I'll show you why in a minute, because a couple of the letters come out upside down. And keep working your way around the box. If you want to be a little bit smart about it, you can look at your letters and you can see if you can make a word rotate around your box if you want. I'm just sticking them on. So I've gone all the way around now, and then I'm going to flip it up. I'm going to pop one letter there. So that when I flip down, My letters make sense, and then I'm going to keep flipping, and I'm going to stick this letter here. It doesn't really matter. You can always flip your boxes when you come to make your words, but I'll show you how that looks, because you need to make a choice which way round this last one goes. If you paid attention to the P, that C would be upside down. If you pay attention to the E, you know. So you've got to make that call, really. Doesn't matter at all. And then when you open up your box again, you'll see what I mean by the position of these letters. See how these two are facing away? They're not facing downwards. So easier to do them, in short, easier to do them when your box is formed. I've got one here already done, and I'm going to do the same now to the other two. So here are my blocks done. They look amazing, and they also feel a lot better than you'd think they would. With the matting panels on, that's doubled the weight, making each of these panels 500 gram, and you've got these bits and bobs extra as well underneath. They feel really good, and with glue, if you glue them well, that glue when it dries will also add to the weight and the substantial feel of these things. Aren't they amazing? Let's make a word. There's an L, there's an O. Got to find another one, a V, and my E, and there we go. And they will look great on a mantelpiece or a windowsill or wherever, and you can obviously, you know, stack them and do different things with them. So there, the boxes looking good, and they just fold down like this to go in their little gift box, presentation box, and they're going to fold up like that to go in their box. Right, let's make the box, shall we? Let's do that, Emma. You've scored all of your bits. You're going to crease now and fold all of your pieces up into the middle. The little tab at the end, the gusset that is the narrow depth of your box, the back piece of your box, or the front piece, whichever way you're looking at it, and then this other panel as well. Now what you've got here that your Cricut won't pick up on, but you probably will if you're hand cutting, is you need to snip into all four of these little tabs on the corner. If in any doubt where you should be snipping, you're snipping opposite this tapered edge here. So just make your little snips. And we're going to make another box, a box to put the boxes in. I'm so happy with this design. I'm so happy that they're foldable and they can be mailed. So your box is made in exactly the same way as the other boxes we've just made, only in slightly different proportions. So you can fold over one or two sections, glue your flap at the end here, bring this section over to meet, and my scoring is off a little bit there. Let's flip this around a little over to that side, see what it's looking like that way. That's not too bad, that's not too bad. I've got a little bit of a discrepancy there. I can lose that by butting those edges up neatly and just rescoring this mark ever so slightly. It's only a whisker, it's just where my scoring's been off a little bit. Fold it back the other way, see if it's working for you there. That's okay. And there's your box. Now to close your box, you're going to go in exactly the same way. You're tucking in those flaps, and you're tucking in this flap. It's a little fiddly because it's a long narrow box, but it will go, especially when we've got our matting panels on. It's not going to be an issue at all. There we go. So there's the bottom of your box. If you wanted to make a rigid box, you can glue these bottom two little tiny tabs there before you stick it together, or after. Completely up to you. I'm going to leave these open for now, see how I go. This is the top of your box. You may find that these tabs here are a bit of a nuisance, in which case you can cut them off. And like I say, when we've got our panels on, that's going to be more rigid, it's going to be much easier. So that's the box. Let's stick our panels on. I think I'll call this the front, so the tabs folding behind. You can go the other way if you want. Choose whichever panel you'd like to pop on the front of your box. I'm going to go with that one, I think. No, rather like that one. And I'm going to glue this on. And when you've got your two panels stuck on the front and the back, you've got these pieces to decorate the front and the back of your box with. Now I'm going to go like this with my word. Have a play about. You do you by all means. And I'm going to go like this, and then I'm going to take one of these sentiments here, two of these sentiments in actual fact, that I've already inked the long edges of, so a little bit of ink on the short edges. And I'm going to stick all of this down. So this is the design I decided to go with in the end, after a little bit of moving things around and faffing. There's all sorts of different things you can do with that page, so you fill your boots and have fun doing what you want to do on there. And then on the back I've got room for all of these words, and I can decide quite where I'm going to put these now. Now, it almost didn't give the list of words, and you would not believe how long it took for me to come up with these 4 sets of 6 letters that would make all these words. I spent a good few nights tearing my hair out over that. And there's lots more words you can make as well, of course. I think I'll go on a bit of an angle there, why not? And pop this one on straight. But yeah, so I decided to put the list of words on. This block set was designed around all of these words. Like I say, there'll be plenty more words that you can make as well. But I decided to put them on in the end because I thought it would be helpful, because it can look a little bit confusing. It's like, well, where do you go? But if you've got a list to begin with, then you know, for instance, we've got an M word here. So let's say we wanted to make the M word. All we've got to do is find the M, which also, by the way, doubles as the W. Let's make wine. There's an N. There's an E. Oh, we need the I on there. Put this one together. I'm distracting myself, aren't I, from completing, but I just want to show you my thinking behind all of this. So the E appears here, which means we need to use this I, and there's our word wine, which also becomes mine. There we go. So we're done. The box is done. It feels beautiful. It feels really nice and weighty. We've got the matting panel and these extra bits on top. Feels great. Let's do up the bottom. I might make this a permanent fix and glue my tabs up there. But I don't need to do it just at the moment, do I? Go up to the bottom of my box, and we can pop these down now. Let's have a look what they look like when they're down. Oh god, they feel good. They feel good. The box feels good. It all looks brilliant. Really, really happy. I hope you make some of these, guys, and you send them through the post as gifts. I'm really into making 3D mailable gifts at the moment. I've got some more things coming up for Christmas. And I love the design challenge, really, really love the design challenge. It's what I'm all about with my paper engineering shenanigans. So there's all my boxes flat. To pop them in their boxes, these 2 sections on each side need to fold inwards like that. These flaps stay open. You want to do the same for all of these. So where are we now? These flaps fold forwards, they stay open. There we go. You're getting it. Am I getting it? There we are. There's our 4 boxes folded flat. They will then fit inside the box. Oh my goodness, how nice does this feel now? It's so weighty. You can actually just tuck those flaps under those little ones and kind of ignore them. They're going to help. But you don't have to worry about them too much, I don't think. Oh my God, it's done. It feels lovely. It feels really, really nice to hold. Great, really, really happy. I hope you love that, my darlings, and I hope you make it. I hope it's well received. Have lots and lots of fun, and I will see you next time.